rock. This is actually, these deck lists, I spent a lot of time looking at these green-black rock deck lists recently because I was interested in, when I was building the Sultai deck, it felt like a reasonable core to base off of. Sounds great, right? It's like turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 Bob. Oh no, they've Inquisitioned us. Do you know what the worst part about this Inquisition out of my opponent is? The most common Dark Slick Shores Inquisition deck in this format is Lantern Control. The most common Dark Slick Shores Inquisition deck in the format is Lantern Control. It took my Maelstrom Pulse. I assume that means this is Lantern Control. Yep. Yep. Alright, take your Ensnaring Bridge, I guess. Your move. Yeah, Confidant's good. They had some tough choices there, right? Like, do they take our discard spell, or do they take our Confidant, or like, what's going on here exactly? And like, people that are familiar with the stream know that I concede to Lantern Control a fair amount because I don't enjoy playing against it, and we play Magic to have fun here, so if we're not having fun, we don't play. But I actually think these green-black decks have a very reasonable Lantern Control matchup, so we're going to play because I think we'll actually be able to play like a reasonable match of Magic. Yeah, their hand is not stellar. They have Thopter, Foundry, and X right now. I think Lantern is bad for the format. I think whether or not Lantern is good or bad for the format is a subjective question based on what you want to get out of the format. The Ooze is actually pretty good here because it cuts off, what's it called? It cuts off Academy runes from getting their bridge back. Yeah, the Pulse is a good draw here too. So I'm going to play this Mishra's Bauble out, but I'm not going to activate it until their turn, because I would prefer to not have the extra card in my hand until later. Did they hit a whir? Feels like they hit a whir, right? Whirring for 2. Whirring for 1. I assume this is a Pithing Needle, so I'm going to go ahead and eat their Ensnaring Bridge in response. And eat their Ensnaring Bridge in response because I suspect this is a Pithing Needle. Could also be a Pyrite Spellbomb to kill my Dark Confidant. Just in case. It's a Lantern Control. They have a Abrupt Decay on the top of their deck. Well, that's sad. We have another Bob on the top of ours. Less sad. Less sad. I'm going to draw this now. Let me draw the Bob. Ooh, there's an Abrupt Decay on top of my deck. That's exciting. There's a bridge on top of theirs. Okay. What beats Lantern? Redundant interaction beats Lantern. Liliana's pretty good. Liliana is pretty good. Alright, so do I attack here with the ability to push a token off a cliff? Probably doesn't matter. I think I'd rather just play the Liliana this turn, so I'm only going to attack for 2 because I don't want them to sack the Box Opal to like make a Thopter. In this Fatal Push for now. This Field of Runes might come in handy at some point. Well, they have Abrupt Decay that we know about, right? I'm just gonna bin the field. Leave the Fatal Push for Pathopter token at some point here, potentially. The opponent does not have much control over this game at this point. They've only got one Millstone. We're drawing extra cards with Dark Confidant. I'm gonna take their Whir out of the discard pile here so they can't Shredder it back later when we're tapped out. Next turn, I guess if I would have kept the Field of Rune, I could have Maelstrom Pulsed plus Dark Confidant at this turn. But I guess I also just want to eat their stupid thing right away, right? It's a good one. Are we going to bury that? Yep. Quagmire, sure. Go ahead and Maelstrom Pulse. I guess they get to make a token here, which is annoying. Back with this one. So one more mana, and they can actually. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat this now. No, I'm gonna wait. Wait, I'm just gonna attack for 2. One of the goals is to try and stay up on clock in this game too. This land's gonna come into play tapped for them. You have to go ahead and eat this bridge. I don't care about a Thoughtseize. So I can fire up my Hissing Quagmire here. And then play this forest, play this other Bob. I guess there's a third Bob on top of my deck, so I'm actually just going to smash with everything here. Yeah, I'm just going to A-Space, Smash Face. Your top card's a dud. You're close to being locked out. Well, I'm going to give you a timeout, because that's not true. You didn't articulate yourself. You want to provide a dissenting opinion here, you need to articulate yourself as to why. Why or how are we almost locked out? Oh, well, this is great for us, right? Start off auto yields. All right, I'll push this off a cliff. Do they know about this fatal push? I feel like they did. I feel like they knew about this fatal push. Oh, I should have. Maybe I should have used the forest. How tall am I? I'm a little over 6 foot. Lose a Bob here, but like I have another Bob. And this grows my Scavenging Ooze. Tarmogoyf. Alright, fire this up. Smash with the squad here. This feels pretty good. They're just like trying to stem the bleeding here, basically. Dark Confidant here. Play this other Dark Confidant out. They're down to 6, so they'll be dead on board then. Oh, not dead on board, because they can sacrifice an artifact to the Thopter Foundry, but they're pretty much just like flailing around, right? They're gonna go to 3. 3 on this attack, so they're going to chump the Scavenging Ooze and take 4 and gain 1. Yeah, I don't think we've been close to being locked out at any point this game. We drew a lot of Maelstrom Pulses and stuff. Targeting themselves, yep. They need to hit a bridge, like, right now, right? They should only have 1 more in their deck. If they hit a bridge here, we're through 2 Pulses and 2 Decays and 2 Lilianas, so, like, if they rip the bridge naturally, we're probably gonna die. They did not. Not lucky. Plus, what cards do we have here? Surgical Extraction is actually great here. EE is great. Last Hope is okay. Rex Sage is fine. Fatal Push doesn't do anything. Kalitas doesn't do anything. Excuse me. This doesn't really have a meaningful impact, right? They don't really have enchantments in their deck. I guess they might have... Do they still play Leyline of Sanctity? Some of them played Leyline of Sanctities, right? Tireless Tracker is just like the Stone Nuts in this matchup too. I don't know if I have any other cuts. Maybe the Mishra's Baubles just go away. Last Hope has an ultimate that's okay. Do you think they have ley lines? Search? Okay, I'll board out one Last Hope and bring this Golgari Charm in then. Seems fine. Fine hedge. I've got 4 Field of Runes. I don't really think I need Fulminator Mage on top of that. I think Thoughtseize is fine. I think the discard spells are reasonable here. You have them early, they like break their hand up nicely. Also, like, they don't always get to play their bridges on 3 because their bridge a lot of the time is Whir. Witchbane Orb to fetch with Whir kind of makes sense. Sounds pretty good, right? It's got 2 Decays in it. It's got a Inquisition. It needs some mana, right? But it's got all the cards that we're interested in playing in this match. Up 1.5 minutes on clock on the opponent. Okay. Swamp. Swamp. So hoping to be able to discard spell there in 1, but I definitely don't think we mulligan this hand. Wow, they don't have anything else to do. Well, that's great for us. Hopefully we hit a land next turn. Double Ensnaring Bridge and a Leyline of Sanctity. Okay, so they have Leyline in their deck. Take away their non-ugly. Land, please. Ping, fries are done. Man, if we had a land next turn, we'd be in such a great spot. You go Tracker, make a bunch of clues. Thoughtseize. Am I getting Abrupt Decay? Feels like I'm getting Abrupt Decay. I think I'm just playing another Tireless Tracker here. Their hand is bridged. Tezzeret Leyline 1 card I don't know. Yes. Yeah, Tracker is very good in this matchup. They draw Whir. Is there one unknown here? Feels like they drew Were for 0. Oh, they're getting... Wait. Welding jar. Okay, sure. Sure. Oh, because they know I have the Maelstrom Pulse. Okay, that's fine. So I get to Thoughtseize them. Take something away. Golgari Charm. That's great. Alright, so... I should start by attacking, right? Because I need them to have cards in their hand to attack. Yeah, the field's gonna make a clue for us. And then we'll Thoughtseize them. They have Tezzeret, Leyline, and then one card I don't know right now. We didn't draw a 4th land, but with the 3rd land on time, so really can't be too upset. You really did finally get a clue. You're not wrong. We got a couple of them. Got a couple of them. Yeah, I think Green Extron is one of the best decks in the format right now. What's easier to beat? This Tezzeret or this War of Invention? Probably the Tezzeret, right? Also, they like brick on a land for another turn too. They can't do much with it. Yeah, I'm gonna take the War of Invention. They're cycling this because they really need to hit their land drop here. They draw another War. Looks like it. Okay, for 1. Sure. Wait, I'm confused. You're just getting cards out of their hand? Sure. This is my hand. My hand is amazing. I'm supposed to crack a clue here. Alright, hit the land for the Tezzeret. Their hand is Leyline of Sanctity, Tezzeret. We are, in fact, up 3 minutes on the clock right now. I don't know why they're paying healthier. Are they casting the Leyline? This is super wrong, right? I just get to, like, jam the Liliana and bin the Tezzeret next turn? That, deal? Weird. Person playing Bad Lantern, making weird plays. Sure. So I get to play this, trigger these. Oh, I just killed them, right? Yeah, they're dead. All right. I didn't mess it up, chat. I got it. I got it. They're dead. It's cool. It's cool. I figured it out. We figured it out, chat. We figured it out. Look, it's late. It's late. I got there. I got there. I got there eventually. Probably would have won the game even if I missed the line, but we found the line. It took me a chat to find the line, but we did there. Thank you everyone for hanging out here tonight. My name is Jeff Hogan. We're playing some modern Magic the Gathering. If you're enjoying watching me almost miss lethal, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. The absolute best way you can support my content here, helps support me financially so I can spend more time producing content like this and less time doing other things. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hogan PayPal at checkout, then you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, bags, all sorts of great stuff on there. And finally, SpareDeck.com. They offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck, and you can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month with them. And using code Hoagland7, you can save 7% on your rentals there. At any rate, we are now 1-0 in our league with this green-black mid-range donation deck list. So see how we can finish this out. Picked a good time to tune in. Look, I play the matches against Lantern when we have a reasonable shot. Yeah, like I think this deck's actually, especially with like the way this deck's built, like there's 3 decays and 2 pulses and 3 trackers and engineered explosives. Like this configuration of this deck is very good against Lantern, and in general, this archetype is fine against Lantern. I just don't play matches that we're like very unlikely to win. So like when we have a deck that's like very low percent to beat Lantern, we don't play it. It's fine. Chat lethal was actual lethal. We 2-0'd the Lantern player. It's 11 o'clock. I'm kind of hungry. Alright, I'm gonna run upstairs and get a snack really quick because I am American and I'm fat and I would like to eat. So if we missed the pairing, I'm sorry. I'm gonna hit join and I'm gonna go to a snack. I'll be right back. All right, what do we got? Jeez, we won the die roll. We're so lucky. We're so lucky. We got some original gluten-free potato chips, some gushers. Just like, God, this hand is great. Turn 1, discard spell. Turn 2. Did I miss? No, regular expression was a sub earlier, right? All right. So they have 2 ways to kill my Bob. It kind of sucks. I think I'm just supposed to take the bolt to get rid of the resource efficiency here. Their hand's pretty good. If we get a 3rd land on 3, we should be in an okay spot. Don't worry. I've got the issue report form bookmarked. Hold on a second. There you go. There you go. Okay. You want to play the Bob because I have to kill this, and hopefully we get to sick Liliana next turn. I dropped a Gusher on the floor. God, I'm just a fat, hot mess. Find that in the morning. Hopefully not by stepping on it. Wow, they let Bob draw cards. That's good. I guess they're terrified of Liliana. Flip the only 4-drop in the deck to Bob. Sounds about right. And play another Bob. No fear. That's like the stone worst, right? Like, not only do we hit the most expensive spell in our deck with Bob, but like we missed our land drop. Come on, Bob. I don't know if this matchup is good, but missing our third land drop, seeing 3 extra cards is definitely not a way to win it. They have another remand here. They have Steam Vents, Is It Charm, and then 2 cards we don't know. Opponent's playing Temur, Scape Shift. Man, I appreciate the size of my opponent's testicles. Just like, leave the 2 Bobs in play, loot with the Is It Charm. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. Are we dead this turn? We got like flip search, play land, cast search for tomorrow, escape shift kill us. They definitely have a combination of draws that kills us here. They draw an Electrolyze maybe? Bolt, sure. Come on, Bob. Untapped land. Untapped land, Bob. Holy dicks. That's just unreasonable. That's just unreasonable. DM me, Rollins. I'll check things like that after the stream. Yeah, I'll discard a card. That one, I guess. There are 4 copies of Field of Ruin in our deck. I mean, the upside is that we haven't drawn any copies of... Fatal Push, which is a dead draw in this matchup. Okay. Enter combat. Alright, tap our guys and draw a card. It's actually a very good hit. We get to go ahead and Field of Ruin them, plus Thoughtseize them. Say goodbye Azcanta. Go get a Swamp, cast Thoughtseize. So we've discarded the Lily to pump the Goyf. Yeah, probably. Probably, I wasn't thinking about that. Alright, one big old brick for me, buddy. That's all I need. One big old steaming brick to add to your house. Yeah! Green black! We're so good at this game, chat. Just didn't draw the third land because we didn't need it. We're the fucking best. Just the greatest Magic the Gathering player there ever was. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so we're gonna cut these. Do I want some number? This is actually probably okay to regenerate my threats and also kills Azcanta. Do I want some number of things to kill Obstinate Baloth? One Pulse is probably fine. I'm just gonna try this. Let's try this. Maybe Rec Sage is better. I don't know. I guess I have Liliana to kill Baloth. Yeah, I'll board in Rec Sage. It attacks. I think we're supposed to Brutality on 2 with this hand. Let's see it going either way. It seems like a solid B, maybe a C+, B-, somewhere in that range. It's definitely keepable. We're like super excited about it. What do you think, Jet? Do you Bob on 2 or do you Brutality on 2? I feel like we Brutality on 2 on the off chance they just like only have removal in their hand. They shock here, there's a good chance that like whatever we do is getting like, ooh, just a search. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and that's a good fucking draw. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and this. So that way, do I want to escalate this? How does I need all these swamps? I think because I drew the Rec Sage, I want to do this, that way I can clear a Cryptic command to Rec Sage this Azcanta. Take Remand out of their hand here. That way we can go Swamp, Rec Sage this, and then the following turn, 4th land, Bob. Are you ready for them to draw another Remand, asking the important questions? I chose not to bin the card with Search, so I feel like there's a non-zero chance we are getting remanded here. Which would be sad, but it is what it is. Yes. Yeah, this Rec Sage, get him. I believe they're just Temur Scapeshift. You've not seen any copies of Bring to Light or a 4th color out of them, which makes sense. Azcanta's like kind of a way to get more Scapeshifts in your deck, right? Bob. Go! Please don't electrolyze me, opponent. Please do not anger of the gods me, opponent. I would accept a lightning bolt. They played the Serum Visions. They have Baloth and 3 cards we don't know. Looking for a Liliana off the top of our deck here. Can fight our way through this Baloth, whatever you want to call it. Alright. Big Tarmogoyf. Nice 4-mana card. It'd be a shame if it was smaller than my 2-mana card opponent. The worst shame. It's Bobbert! Hey, Bobby! And we got another one. Another one's annoying. It means my Goyf can't attack in. My 2-mana card doesn't gain 4 life. Rats! Bobby! Fulminator Mage. Seems good. What you got over here? You got opponent. Cryptic Command. I'll take that one. Thank you. Is uncontested Dark Confidant good? What do we think, people? I feel like there might be something to this card. Yeah, it's been a while since I've untapped this many times with a Dark Confidant. It feels good. Modern's so weird. It's a format where 4-mana cards cost... 4-mana cards are 4/4s, 2-mana cards are 5/6s, and 1-mana cards are 10/10s. I'm taking them off their red source there in case they have Anger of the Gods in their deck. A Shockland. Come on, Bob. More Goyfs, some Lilianas. Oh, Bobby, why you gotta do me dirty? Peace, Red Baron. Rex Sage was probably game-winning, right? They like certainly would have buried us with that Azcanta. Put him on bottom top. Okay, so they found a good one. Devo Bandito. So they top tier, right? So I should like 100% Field of Ruin them during their upkeep so they don't get to draw their card. I'm gonna attack with this, because if they block and sack with Steve, then I don't have to Field of Ruin them. Okay, so they really want this card that's on top of their deck. Fun fact, searching for Field of Ruin is not optional, which means that my opponent has to shuffle their deck here. So let's do that. Shuffle away that card they kept with Serum Visions. This card's not doing a whole lot anyways in this matchup, so like work our way through. Sacking the Steve there seems odd. I feel like you'd want to save it to block with down the line. Three more fetchables in our deck, so probably fetch the Thin next turn, because why not? I'm playing Momir, right? Sure. This does mean Escape Shift is going to be lethal now if we don't find a Fulminator Mage. Yeah, we've taken, they're down 2 mountains currently. Last Hope is also good. Playing this land out so I can thin lands out of my deck at this point. It's a real shame we haven't found another Tarmogoyf either. Just like second Goyf or Liliana lets us break this parity and actually beat them down. There's like 4 draws that kill us and a bunch of redraws in their deck right now, so we're definitely not in a good spot. Nah, it's fine. It's cool. I ain't got no fear. There's zero fear in me, okay? We're either gonna win the game. Oh, I should hold lands for Tireless Tracker. That's actually a reason to hold the fetch. He says as he draws Tireless Tracker. Golgari Charm lets me reset my bobs, which is nice. I have 1 more fetchable in my deck, right? Nope, there's a swamp there. Am I out of fetchables? I have a 3rd forest, right? 3rd forest, yep, I do have a 3rd forest. 2, yep. This. Oh, you know what? I could have used the Bauble to see if I wanted to draw the top card of my deck or not before I shuffled. That was a mistake. I gave up some equity there. That's actually an okay draw because I could Surgical Steam Vents out of their deck. Like a Fulminator Mage, ideally. Oh, I can look at their deck and then shuffle it. That's funny. Top card is Scape Shift. Alright, well. Guess whose deck is getting shuffled this turn, chat? Guess whose deck is getting shuffled this turn? I should have saved the Bauble in case they Steved, right? I should have saved the Bauble in case they Steved. Because they're probably going to Steve here. Yeah. This was a mistake. Now they get a random. Yeah, so my sequencing was bad here. Sequencing was bad here. If I lose this game, I deserve it. I could have gotten another shuffle. That fucking horse shit. Just the worst. They shuffled their deck. Wait, did they not shuffle? They didn't sack Steve? Why didn't they sack Steve? Are they ghosting? What? Why? Why wouldn't they sack the Sakura Tribelder? I wasn't paying attention. I should have been paying attention, I guess. I'm gonna find out if there's another basic. I should have forced the shuffle when they didn't do this. I just assumed they sacrificed their Sakura Tribelder, but I wasn't paying a ton of attention. So we definitely could have won this game. Might have paid a little bit more attention. Do they not have another basic forest in their deck? No, they have a basic forest right there. Yeah, they have a basic forest right there. Weird. I mean, okay, sure. Resolve your Scape Shift. So I punted that. I wasn't paying attention that they didn't shuffle. I just assumed they were going to shuffle with the Sakura Tribelder because I was talking about how it was wrong for me to have not waited. Yeah. So either they misclicked or they're ghosting. Probably just misclicked. Hopefully they just misclicked. I feel kind of dumb now. I should have been paying more attention. Just like one of those things where, like, I'm streaming, so there's a lot going on, so I wouldn't have. That's not a thing that would happen if I'm not streaming. When people ask me why I don't stream the events with higher entry fees, because of stuff like that. It's easy to miss those little extra things when you're streaming. There's just a lot going on. In fact, when I'm not streaming, I leave this all the way down so I could glance at it, but it looks bad behind the chat when we're on the stream. Maybe I need to put just an overlay thing back here so that way just put like a white backer behind this. I wonder if I have a backer. We'll do that later. But yeah, I definitely could have. I would have gotten this to be a heads up. Yeah, Temur Scapeshift is mostly unplayable garbage, and Red Green Titan is very linear and very powerful. The more linear your deck is, the more powerful it tends to be. Making your deck slower, clunky, and more interactive is not a place you generally want to be in Modern. Sounds great if we hit a third land. Very good if we hit a third land. Nah, they're Magic players. They're the worst. If we had fetch land, this hand's really good. I might actually... Do I want to discard a Tarmogoyf to escalate this to make the other one bigger? No, that's probably wrong. I think I want to just use the duress mode here. And 2 draws at a land. The one top there. It's kind of annoying. Hey, it's not a fetch land, but it'll do in a pinch. And Bolt, Steve. Alright, take your remand. I think I want to just get this Liliana going, right? Although I guess if I play her and plus her, they get to attack her with Steve plus Bolter out of the game. Play this out. Yeah, I agree. So they didn't sacrifice the Tri-Builder there because they had topped a card with Serum Visions that they wanted to draw. Hopefully none of them are obstinate bail off. I mean, everything gets saved on the Stream Decker page. I'm gonna start by attacking with this. I think I'm just gonna go... I want to go Goyf, or do I want to play Tireless Tracker here? Tireless Tracker makes 2 clues, but it feels like this game's not going to be about making clues, right? Or is it? I get the 2 Goyfs down as 4/5s, which is a really quick clock, right? Oh, I should have waited and made him sacrifice this. That was a mistake on my part. Because I just assumed he was going to sack his thing and I was talking to chat while I was doing it. Talking about the Goyfs. I just don't give a shit. Like, if winning the fun points from this match is more important to my opponent, like, it doesn't really matter. But, like, they gained an extra 4 points of health here because of my missequence last turn. Yeah, hand blocker makes for bad content. My goal is to make good Magic content, right? And, like, even if they are ghosting, they're probably not going to affect that many of their plays. So, like, whatever. Another, that's a good draw. And to go and attack with both these Goyfs. So opponent should be going to 10 here, but I'm a big dumb stupid. So they're only going to 14. They have Stomping Ground plus Lightning Bolt in their hand right now. And 3 cards I don't know. Play this, generate a clue. Major remand. Am I holding this land? I want to hold this land. If I hit another land next turn, it lets me go Tracker Liliana. Yeah, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this just in case we hit a land. Okay, I think holding it's wrong. You have higher upside otherwise. I still get to like wait to crack it so I can get 1 clue out of it at least. Opponent has a Lightning Bolt in their hand, so they're gonna have a turn off their Shift Kill anyways. Yeah, that deck got me my Invitational top 8. Deck was very good. I went to a local tournament with that deck and won a beat up Mox. I went like 16-0 in games throughout the tournament. It was so good. It was so good. About this Lifebane zombie card. Why don't we just main deck this one? Oh, that makes sense. Would like to attack you for 8. When I'm stumbling around with Cryptic Command here. Blooded Grove sucks, yep. So I guess I just play as Fulminator Mage out, right? And like this is pretty important. So like I talked about how I missed 4 points of damage because of a missed sequence earlier. Like I think I was supposed to take them off this Flooded Grove, right? Like prevents them from snapping Cryptic, just takes them off of Cryptic in general if they don't have another blue source. They get to double bolt my Goyf now. That's sad. They have Stomping Ground and then a few cards I don't know. And again, they should be at 9 if I had sequenced correctly. Tireless Tracker. Been 18. This does mean if they go land, ramp spell, they go land, ramp spell, scape shift next turn, we die. But I think it's worth doing this and just putting lethal on the table. You can't. Those are your bad matchups. Modern's all about having bad matchups. There's 4 creatures in graveyards right now. Yeah, Scooge puts lethal on the board. I think putting lethal on the board is better than trying to play around like them having some convoluted combination of things. Bolt for Tireless Tracker, okay. What are the odds they have Obstinate Beloth right now? Oh wait, this is still lethal, right? They have Cryptic Command? Because this is still lethal. They're right, yeah. Alright, don't bail off me, bro. Bail off gains them 4. Sweet, not a bail off. Oh, you know what? I should probably eat things with this now before I let them take a draw step. Although I guess this plays around Snapcaster, but I've exposed this to dying to Lightning Bolt currently. But I guess I can just wait to eat till next turn. Yeah, there's no reason for me to eat right now, right? I can just dodge. The Casting Escape Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Resolves. No, I want to leave a mana up so we don't die to Scape Shift. Because their Scape Shift currently deals 18 points of damage, and I can gain 2 points of health with my Scavenging Ooze. So they have to like point a bunch of mountain triggers at my creatures here, and then they have a really hard time this isn't like red-green Scape Shift where like they can have extra triggers left over. Like most of their mountains are out of their deck now, right? So like these, if they point all of these at me, they're going to die on my untap. Great, good job. I mean, I guess they really didn't have other lines here. Their line is just like, hope I miss this. Because like they're gonna die regardless, so we're gonna live at 2 here. I think it's a fine line for my opponent, just like hope that I miss, that I'm not dead on board. But definitely not dead on board here. Your move, Yugi boy. Alright, so could have won that 3-0 most likely if I was playing a little bit better. Definitely punted the second game by not paying attention to what our opponent was doing. They could have killed both my creatures. The problem is their deck's probably not capable of winning the game after they kill both of my creatures. But I think the play to win line is probably kill both my creatures that like hope to just like Baloth me out. It's probably what they're supposed to do. Want another die roll? Sounds great. Opponent is Jabberwocky, who's Logan Nettle, for those who are unfamiliar. Very good Magic player. I think he's played a couple Pro Tours. I think he streams on occasion too. His hand doesn't have a discard spell on one, but I think that's fine. Worth noting that one of the things that's a little bit weird about this deck list is that my, oh god, not fucking Lantern Control. Fucking Lantern Control again. Might not be Lantern Control, maybe it's Grixis Control. This is the reason why we wait to use the Bauble, by the way, so that way we have one less card in our hand. It's a shame this hand, like if that Bauble had been a 1-mana discard spell, this hand would be much better, right? Like if that Bauble had been a 1-mana discard spell, we would have gotten to a 1-mana discard into Dark Confidant here. Much better off. Not in a bad spot, but like we'd be better off. It's not Death Shadow because my opponent played Dark Slick Shores. The most common Dark Slick Shores Inquisition deck in the format is Lantern, but Lantern often doesn't play Serum Visions, but that doesn't mean my opponent's necessarily not playing Lantern. Dark Slick Shores Inquisition is most commonly Lantern currently. Modern's a format where people play a lot of tier 2 decks, so like there's plenty of them, I'm sure. Plenty of different things they could be. Yeah, Creeping Tar Pits, there's some kind of weirdo control deck. Drew Tarmogoyf, that's pretty nice. Plays Field of Ruin. Play this other Dark Confidant out. Deck with this. Could be fairies, yeah. Could be a lot of things. No removal for turn 2 Bob is great, and like now they need to kill Bob and Tracker, or we're just gonna snowball the card advantage. They can have like fetch Fatal Push Tracker here, or Fatal Push Bob, and then like a counterspell for a follow-up. Thoughtseize is a good draw. Right? Lean on this. Hey! Kraz, not real. The brand new $4.99 a month subscription. Thanks a lot and welcome. I really appreciate that. As always, subs are the best way you can support my content here. For that next level of support. Yeah, well, you could say we've gotten a clue, chat. Yeah. Could be fairies. Could get Spellstutter Spirited here. Feel like if they had a mana leak or something like that. Damnation. Man. Let me tell you about cards that sound great to take out of my opponent's hand. This also lets us know that I shouldn't attack with this Tireless Tracker because I'm not interested in trading this Tireless Tracker for a Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, it looks like just straight blue-black control. Probably some Delve Threat splashed in there. Hey, Shady 1984 Slim. Are you the real Slim Shady? Should you stand up? Should I? I feel like I should stand up, right? Slim Shady has subscribed to the stream. We're obligated to stand up. We're gonna have a problem here. They get to push one of my trackers. All right, so ooh, that's a good draw. It's a good draw. I'm gonna go ahead and Thoughtseize you. Snapcaster, Spreading Seas. So take your Snapcaster. I'm gonna Field of Rune this to get a basic forest and make another landfall trigger here. And then I can sacrifice a clue to get this attack in this turn. Hey, look, it's a third Tireless Tracker. All right. Yeah, I split my time. Sometimes my legs get tired, but I try to do like half and half when I play. That's really good. Okay. Well. Heyo. Hey, heyo. Heyo. Hey, heyo. Heyo. Save this backup tracker here for later. Just got 4 clues in play. Like beating you down. Alright. Let's go. Any of the cards in their hand at this point? Sure. Spread them. Spread them, ladies and gentlemen. He took my Abrupt Decay. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, because I guess it's lethal if I had a green source. Makes sense. It's actually not going to be lethal through that one, though, right? Because, yeah. So let's do this. That's what these do. Maybe. I mean, I don't think I play around this many Spreading Seas, right? We do have a third basic forest in our deck, which is great for us. Look at all these clues we still have. This Tireless Tracker card is so jacked up. They get to snap Damnation. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and Field of Rune and get a green source and make another clue here. We do get to Pulse the Seas. You're not wrong. I'm gonna do this. I technically have netted my opponent a mana by doing this, so hopefully we don't get punished for that. Alright, so dupe, Maelstrom Pulse, the Spreading Sea. Suddenly my board becomes way more manageable. Play this, get a clue. The like not quite 4/1 Maelstrom Pulse. And like we both have, oh no, they fatal pushed my thing. Oh no. Yep, dead. Just have 5 cards in the bank here. That felt fucking good. Nice control deck. Where's your card advantage, bud? Did you forget to put card advantage in your control deck, friendo? Feels like it. Feels like it. Just click it submit, right? I guess. No, Damnation says can't be regenerated. This is probably better than Abrupt Decay, right? Abrupt Decay is probably not great in this matchup. Like, okay for unspreading seizing myself, but it's like unclear if Spreading Seize is still going to be in their deck post board. I guess Fatal Push. I guess like, this kills Spreading or Tar Pit. Seem very good. These pushes are probably not stellar. Let's bring in. I wonder if I want Fulminator Mage. Probably fine. Is Bomb not good? Yeah, Bomb's probably fine. Probably better than Fulminator Mage. They probably have Azcanta. Yeah, that makes Fulminator better. Kalitas probably doesn't do much. Okay, yeah, I like that. They almost certainly have Azcanta in their deck. Alright, I think I like this configuration. Submit this and see how it goes. No, I think all those big mana things, just get them out of the format. There's no reason to leave them around. I think the things you want to be good against mid-range decks in the format are decks like Burn or super aggressive decks. I don't think we need things like Tron and Cloud Post to keep the mid-range decks honest. Discard spell? Discard spell? That's kind of a discard spell, right? Depending on who you ask and how you look at it. Do I want to lead on Tarmogoyf here, or do I want to lead on Scavenging Ooze? It's probably Scavenging Ooze, right? Because whatever I lead on is probably dying to Fatal Push. And I have a backup Scooze plus Tarmogoyf just kills faster. Drew an Inquisition of Kozilek. I think I'm actually just going to lead on Scavenging Ooze here for the sake of resource efficiency. And then hopefully we rip a land next turn and get to go Inquisition plus 2-drop. That's really unfortunate. That's wild. So are they not playing counter magic? They must not be playing counter magic, right? Must not be playing counter magic. Just like hoping this Goyf goes the distance isn't a great plan, but like none of our plans look great at the moment, so I think this is what I'm doing. Gonna bin this Nihil Spellbomb. No, I mean those decks don't really have. Those decks have to like play bad cards in them, right? I think you could maybe make an argument that Valakut's like not great to have in the format, but like it's really kind of slow and fair as far as things like that go. And like I feel like decks like Black Green and like control decks can fight Valakut decks on better axes than they can fight things like Tron. They tanked there for a second, so maybe this Goyf isn't dead. It also could just be that like the Goyf is dead and they just like weren't sure what they wanted to discard past that. Alright, I'm gonna lead on this Inquisition and see what happens here. They might just be chump blocking with their Tar Pit and then planning to Liliana down tick me next turn. Oh, just as a Fatal Push. Okay. What do you got left over, bud? Wormcoil Cryptic Command. Okay. Yep. Look, as someone that's been jamming Wormcoils down other people's throats recently, I can appreciate that. Can appreciate a good Wormcoil engine every now and then. They're probably just spitting this Liliana down since they don't really want to discard any more cards out of their hand. I'm really kind of surprised that they have all these Lilianas when they have Cryptic Command in their deck. Feels really loose. Guess I'm just bombing them and hoping to hit something reasonable here. Definitely not an amazing spot right now. I guess I just play this land and pass. We're hoping to like rip a Thoughtseize to like have a double spell turn here. If they hit a land for their Wormcoil, I guess I get to Edict them and then hope to rip a... I'm gonna bounce my land, draw a card, try and hit this Wormcoil. That makes sense. I like it. It's aggressive, but I like it. Maelstrom Pulse lets us clean up worm tokens nicely. Great. I'm just gonna jam this Liliana. Ooh, that's a rubber. Let's jam that instead. Wormcoil and 2 cards I don't know. No, Field of Ruin doesn't help these decks beat any of Tron's good draws. Field of Ruin is like okay against Tron's really bad draws, but Field of Ruin does nothing against Tron's good draws, especially when you're on the play. When you're on the draw, when you're on the play, it's barely good enough. When you're on the draw, it's like, nope, this was nowhere near good enough, and I am very dead. I agree that Field of Ruin is great, and I think it's good to have in the format, but like saying that this card is going to be help us against Tron, I think that's disingenuous. It's not very realistic. Right, well, depending on what they send at Liliana, this Abrupt Decay might keep her alive. They're down to 1 card in their hand, so like maybe we have a chance here. We like Decay the Death Toucher, and then like rip a Tarmogoyf, and we could begin this game. Which is pretty good considering the shit start that we had. Sending... Perfect, they're sending the Death Toucher at Liliana. Aye. That's greedy. Seems greedy. Thoughtseize you. Have a band, that's not true. You have Snapcaster, Cryptic Command. Might be tied for Bodo's Evening Dirt app. How much RAM are we using Magic Online? It's almost 2 gigs of RAM. About the time Moto takes a night. Restart here. I mean, when you click to type in my chat, it literally tells you that if you're going to post a dissenting opinion, if you're not going to articulate yourself as to why you have the dissenting opinion, I'm going to ban you. So you were warned. You were warned. Or, like many of the people in the world, you clicked past that thing without actually reading it, and then you probably deserve to be banned anyways. Have less dumb opinions. It is. It's great, Life EV. You can't say you weren't warned because, well, you were. You were. We're training people to succeed in the real world. The background is A+. Go back to this game that we're losing. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to steal. I didn't read the law. You don't think you can handle it, pay the troll toll. Ain't that the truth? Just back this one in. Go on with our lives here. I'm gonna bring the extra... No, I left all my Abrupt Decays in. Do I want to change anything here? Does Kalitas get marginally better because they have Wormcoil in their deck? Kinda, right? Kinda. Alright, let's do it. Hopefully we can go discard spell on a Confidant and just run them out of the game. Rec Sage for Wormcoil. That seems narrow. I guess it kills Azcanta too. Yeah, maybe the Rec Sage would be fine because it kills Azcanta too. Hand's not exciting, but I think it's a keep. Straw. Yeah. What you got? What you got over there? A Fatal Push and a Snapcaster Mage. So I'm going to take the Snapcaster Mage here, even though I have these anti-graveyard cards, because they're going to get to do something with that Snapcaster at some point anyways, I think. So I think I want to just, like, nip that in the bud here. Just, like, get him to use the Fatal Push on the Scavenging Ooze. Call it a day. Might be incorrect just because I have Spellbomb plus Ooze. That's quality advice too. Make me laugh and you get to stay without paying anything. I mean, how sweet would it be if we draw Dark Confidant and then get to save it from a Fatal Push with Golgari Charm? That would be like the nutters, right? This is a Delve creature. It's really unfortunate. Alright, well, I mean, hit the thing I was talking about. You're fucking Liliana, the last hope. Alright, I think we're gonna be pretty dead here. Need to draw like Maelstrom Pulse or Liliana the Veil here, or we're gonna die. That's pretty unfortunate. I'm not supposed to fire this up. They're still at a pretty high health total. Yeah, OP Tech is sweet. That's a lot like this one that we're playing. It feels really good until your opponent's playing Valakut or Tron lands. Look, my 4-year-old gets timeouts all the time. Sometimes he just needs to take a second to think about what he did, you know? Gotta spend 10 minutes in the corner, just like, was this what I really wanted to do with myself here? And the answer is often no. Nah, I don't think so. Should have boarded it, Bloodmoon. They had to activate this thing, which sucks for us. Alright, we're done here. Yeah, we could have tried to block with the land. Definitely a line. Maybe taking... I think taking the Snapcaster Mage was probably wrong on one because I had the Spellbomb and the Skews. I was thinking they were probably going to get a chance to sequence it through the Skews, but the Spellbomb really means it's going to be off. And like that first Fatal Push isn't there, which is nice. Helps keeps our first Skews alive a little bit better. That sand's kind of awful, right? Tracker's pretty good with lands, though. Alright, I'm gonna put a mulligan. I'm gonna keep. Tracker's gonna draw some cards. Maybe we'll be a professional and draw a 2-drop. Put a mulligan to 5. Fist pump. I always think the same thing when my opponent mulligans to 5. Please mulligan to 4. Sacred Foundry, eh? Hopefully they're playing Burn since we drew this Kalitas. You spilt beer on Clankin Space. Now, is it Clankin Beer Space? Gosh, we're so good at this. Yeah, by mulligan to 4, I mean 2. Oh. That's what we're doing with ourselves, huh? Well, I mean, I'll take their castable spell. Oh no, opponent. Please don't Blood Moon me. How could I ever play a game of Magic after you Blood Moon me, opponent? Sweet Blood Moon. I mean, I think like many of the decks that see play in Modern, it's like fine. It's not like great, but it's fine. Like this is passable. They got their basic Swamp. Really hoping they draw Mountain. They have Inquisition, Dreadbore, Blood Moon here. I assume we're gonna get Dreadboard. You get kind of punished for being aggressive with this card, but I think that's fine. Alright, so I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna crack this fetch. I think I just wanted another green source. I have a second black source already. I keep pressing my auto pass hotkey mid casting the spell, and it's like, no, you have mana. It's like, no, my spell's in play mode. Oh, it's okay. That's weird that it happened 2 times in a row. I've never seen that happen before. Opponent appears to be playing the Mardu Pyromancer deck. My push is no longer fatal, opponent. Or is it? You're not wrong. These mid-range decks work hard for every single win they get. Please play a Pyromancer. Please play a Pyromancer. Faithless Looting's pretty good. Discard this Blood Moon, that's bad. Into Lingering Souls, okay. We dodge removal here for a little bit. We're gonna be in an okay spot. They've been the Blood Moon. They have enough for a Bedlam Reveler. Looks like it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, some other souls in their hand, sure. But like a Tireless Tracker or like a Bob. Ask and you shall receive. I'm gonna crack one of these clues now, so that way I can draw a discard spell. Scavenging Ooze is gonna be pretty good. Yeah, Steely decks are a lot of fun. It's just not quite linear enough for what I'm looking to do in Modern, I don't think. Unsure. Maybe I need to take another crack at that before Indie. Or Out of Kingdoms and 1 times. What did we trade for that truck? Well, I mean, half your combo doesn't work, so probably doesn't exist. You don't have a Cunning Wish, so like you can't play it because none of the cards are there. Is this the Bedlam Reveler? They have like push here, that'd be pretty good for them. Hopefully they're like flashing back souls. Oh, they're flashing back looting. Okay, that makes sense. You had to play a modern tournament in real life. What deck would I play? I'm actually planning to play the Modern Open in Indianapolis next month, and I think my current favorite deck that's leading the race for what I'm gonna play is what's it called? The Jeskai Ascendancy deck that I've been playing. It's currently leading. How big of a donation to play Blue Moon at Indy? Probably, it's a pretty sizable one to get me to play a deck at a tournament. Because, like, tournament weekends are expensive, so it's probably a couple $100 at least. At least Blue Moon's, like, mostly playable. That deck's pretty okay. So now I can attack with both of these, I think. Do I want to attack with Kalitas? If they double block with spirits, I get into trouble, so probably not. Oh, I should have just played the Scavenging Ooze instead of cracking things here, right? Yeah, I should have just played the Scavenging Ooze and eaten multiple Lingering Souls out of their bin. $1,000. For $1,000, I will play a deck that I don't think is good at a tournament. 1,000 American dollars. That's enough money to convince my wife that I should spend a weekend playing a bad deck. No! All my fatal pushes always get Inquisitioned! They kind of need to flash back to Lingering Souls here, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, Todd Stevens sold his soul for like, what, 100 subs? So that's like $200 tops. Oh no, don't make me discard a card. Yeah, I punted my sequencing last turn. I should have held more activations up for that Scavenging Ooze. Look back for my question. You could ask your question again now. It would probably get you better results. Yoop. Yoop. Maelstrom Pulse. Abrupt Decay. Exactly lethal. Man, it's great to be lucky. Man, opponents almost clawed back into this game, right? It's like Bedlam Reveler was a really good card. Alright, Golgari Charm is great, Damnation is great, EE is great, Last Hope is great, Spellbomb is great, discard spells suck, Collective Brutality is probably okay, Liliana the Veil is not good, and our deck changes a lot here, huh? Maybe I just want these Inquisitions? No, we're at 60 actually, right? God, that's just like perfect. Just easy in, easy out. Sign me up. Push is bad? Stop it. They have 4 copies of Young Pyromancer in their deck. Haven't been here all day, so happy. What was your opinion? No banless modern sounds terrible, and I wouldn't play it, except for like $1,000, because it sounds like a really high variance tournament. If I wanted to play really high variance card game, I'd go play poker, because I could probably win more money playing poker. Todd Stevens agreed to play a really crappy deck, modern deck, at an open for 100 subs. My fee for playing a really bad deck at a modern open, at any open, would probably be 4 times that at least. Yeah, definitely Terminator. In fact, probably the week before Indianapolis, if it looks like I'm going to go, we're probably going to take a week off of doing donation deck lists just so I can jam whatever I'm thinking about playing a whole bunch in the week leading up to it. In my front runner, like if the tournament was tomorrow, I'd sleeve up Jeskai Ascendancy just because like that deck's hilarious and it feels powerful. Blue-red breach, a grand. If I think the deck is bad, it's a grand. Yeah, 400 subs. I do it for 400 subs. My sub count went from 680 to 1080. I would play some shitty deck, sure. No, 400 subs is more than $800, just for reference. 400 subs would get me a better Twitch contract, so it'd be much more than $800. The more subs you have, the more money they give you. I think Green-White Value Town is a really garbage deck. It has a bunch of matchups against common decks that are very, that are not good, like unwinnably bad. There's a reason why Todd Stevens went 0-7 with it in Dallas. And I get that he's top-8'd tournaments with it before too, but like, I top-8'd tournaments with a bunch of shitty decks all the time as well. Doesn't make them good. If you enjoy playing it, it's probably fine. People love playing bad decks and you do well with them occasionally. Hey, Baker, brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I don't know about a lot worse. I didn't play it pre-ban, but I know the version of the deck list that I've been playing is very enjoyable. Hey, Mega Hino, another Twitch Prime Subaruni. Thank you and welcome. You're sending your Amazon fund money this way this month, folks. I do appreciate it. First subs of the 400. All right, 398 more, and I will play something that's a garbage dumpster fire in Indianapolis. I mean, you could probably argue that Jeskai Ascendancy is a dumpster fire, so I'm doing that anyways, but... So this is a little trick here. I'll stop on my opponent's turn. So one of the things that you can do with this deck is we're going to target the top card of... We're going to target ourselves here. And do I want to draw this Tireless Tracker? I probably don't, so I'm going to fetch that away. What are good decks? Open MTG Goldfish and pull up the metagame window. Good decks that are good. Jeskai Control, Grixis Shadow, Affinity, Burn, Greentron. Those decks are very reasonable modern Magic the Gathering decks. They're doing things that are objectively powerful. All right, I think I'm gonna lead on Tarmogoyf here. I'll be streaming Ascendancy tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday. I don't know when we're playing the Ascendancy deck next. I have the donation queue, if you're not familiar, has been very successful in that there's constantly 20 or more decks in it. It's regardless of how fast or how many I play, there's always more there, so it's tough. Cobra Sahili, see, like, that's a deck I would probably accept someone just paying for my trip. So, like, 250 bucks, I'd work on Cobra Sahili and play that deck because I think that deck's kind of sweet and it's kind of powerful. It's not, like, amazing, but it's good enough that, like, if someone just paid for my weekend, I'd be fine with that. I'm not sure what that attack was. It probably means we're killing this with a lightning bolt, but if they're killing this with a lightning bolt, they actually can't now, right? Because there's no instant in the graveyard. Yeah, I'd play a stock tier 1 deck if someone paid for my weekend. That's fine. I actually don't. Did I update the stream decker? Looney Bob, make sure you're in, Okay, so my opponent punted real bad. Opponent punted real bad. I'm gonna play the Scavenging Ooze. I'm gonna eat their Lingering Souls. Make sure you're using Chrome, Looney Bob. Thank you for 4. I know some people reported they're having issues with it in, what's it called? That other browser, Firefox. I really tried to give Firefox a chance when their Quantum engine or whatever came out, but it just kept rendering my pages like dog shit, so I'm back to using Chrome. So part of the problem with throwing like a sub goal up to pick a crappy deck for me to play at a thing is like how many people that are subbing, like how do I actually know that like some of these subs weren't going to happen anyway? So it's so hard to measure, right? I don't like this deck. I think this deck is fine. I actually really like, so I 5-0'd a league with a Sultai mid-range deck that was loosely based off of these green-black decks, and I really enjoy the type of Magic that these decks play. It's just a tough sell for me to play a deck like this at a tournament because, what's the word that I'm searching for? These decks just have so many matchups in the format that are just like mostly unwinnable. Like Valakut's a really terrible matchup for this deck. Tron decks, green-based Tron decks are really terrible matchups for this style of deck. Just like there's a lot of things where you're just like, I just don't get to play Magic because I'm playing this deck and they're playing a different deck. Yeah, I like the Sultai deck a lot. It's just, you know, I played against Tron enough and Valakut enough, and I'm just like, no, I can't play this while these decks are legal. I'm just going to be miserable. Dr. Peasy, yep. Dr. Dre says, nothing, you idiots. Dr. Dre's dead. He's locked in my basement. Look at him walking around, grabbing his you-know-what, flipping on the you-know-who. Yeah, but he's so cute, though. They are a feature. I just, you know, I have the decks that I really don't like losing to Tron and Valakut, and Jeskai Ascendancy is very good at beating Tron and Valakut, so part of the reason I've been enjoying that deck. They are a feature of the format. They are not considered a bug. It's just, you know, how formats go when there's this many decks in them. One of my subscribers submitted a Jeskai Ascendancy deck list as a donation deck list a while back, and I've been working off of that. I think their original submission was based off of a list that top-aided a MTGO challenge like in July of last year, but I'm not 100% on that. How much do I have to donate for you to acapella that whole Eminem song? Not a lot, but I'd have to find the lyrics. I definitely don't know all the lyrics offhand. Who does Ascendancy just fold to? The Ascendancy deck is very bad against Burn, and it's a dog against humans, but humans isn't quite as unwinnable as Burn. Eidolon of the Great Revel is really miserable. You can't Field of Ruin basic lands, which is why Field of Ruin is a perfectly balanced card that I really like that actually punishes greedy mana bases. Field of Ruin actually does what people will try and tell you Blood Moon does. Mill. The Mill matchup is abysmal. That's true. The last league we 4-1'd, we dropped a match to Mill. What are your thoughts on net decking? Look at this. I just like so cleverly held this land in my hand. So that way I could discard this land to a Culligan's command. This land right here. They go to 2, we go to 31, casual. This card's great. Really good. Are you dead? Are you dead? Look, everyone has a price to do most things. When some people tell you that they wouldn't do a certain thing for a certain amount of money, usually that just means they haven't been offered enough money. I am just upfront about that fact. Other people aren't honest with themselves. Yeah, I agree. The humans matchup is winnable. I have 3 Abrupt Decays that I sideboard in, and I have a Fiery Justice to Glittering Wish for, so like, it's not unwinnable, but it's hard. Are you dead? Are Are you dead? How's everyone doing in chat tonight? Do you like wrestling? I'm not into wrestling. What would you do for $1 million? It's probably shorter to make a list of things we wouldn't do, right? Everyone having a good Saturday? People watch the Open. GG's. My first SCG top 8 was with you. I was on Aristocrats 2. GG's opponent. That was probably when I was playing Temur Flash. That deck was sweet. I remember that deck. God, it's midnight already. All right, this is going to be my last match of the evening, folks. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. How come you valued the 3 Collective Brutalities and Sultai, but not this deck? This isn't my deck. The Sultai deck was a deck that I built and designed. This is a deck list that one of my viewers submitted as a donation deck list. There are a few things that I would do differently in this deck list if I was building it, and I'll talk about what those 500 shill for the Evan wrap. All right, I don't think we're gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna be a little bit more conscious when we do it, but we will definitely shill. We'll definitely wrap some M&M at some point in the future. Can you recommend any great restaurants in Chicago? If you're into like hot dogs and beef, Portillo's is like a Chicago staple, but they've expanded outside of Chicago a little bit, so it depends on where you're coming from. Yeah, definitely. The donation deck lists are like easily the best thing that I have ever done on this stream. Like, it lets me play a bunch of Magic online and not have to pay for any of it, and it gets us like this really sweet variety on stream, right? Like the Jeskai Ascendancy deck, I probably never would have played that deck if I hadn't had it as a donation deck list, and I really like it. The Land Nauseum deck that we played and tuned a bunch, that was a donation deck list. Like, a lot of these sweet things are sweet things that other people submitted that they were working on or they found and they wanted to see played. It's been kind of awesome. It's been really great. Very grateful to the Magic community. Y'all have been wonderful enablers for my love of medium modern Magic the Gathering decks. Am I a full-time streamer? Yeah, let's go with that. I'm technically a full-time dad, but I do this as work more than anything else now. In fact, if my sub count stays about where it is, this is going to be the last semester that I teach at. I teach one class right now, a couple hours a week at the local college. Use my master's degree for something other than children's card games still. But if my sub count stays up, we're going to do just the children's card games full time. Sure, non-Magic questions are fine. Peace, Bionic Broccoli. It's going to be the last one anyways. And remember, if you missed any of tonight's stream, we've been going for about 4 hours. You check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. 501 for wrapping. I don't know who Adams Grove is. Oh no. Celestial. This hand is not good against Celestial Colonnade. I think this matchup's probably fine in general, but this hand is pretty terrible in this matchup. What class am I teaching? It is a hybrid online class that is mostly remedial level mathematics. Does a prime sub give you the same amount? It does. So the prime subs, ooh, we're gonna untap with Bob. We're gonna untap with Bob, and our Abrupt Decay is live. It's like fucking Christmas. This is literally Christmas. We drew a card with Dark Confidant, and our Abrupt Decay had a text box. God bless. God bless us. How much does 700 subs give you a month? Currently, I have the base Twitch contract, which is I get half the sub amount for the base sub amount. At a certain point, I will be able to get a better sub contract than that when my sub count hits a certain threshold. Bobby! Bob drew a second card. Every day is Christmas when Bob untaps. When Bob untaps, it is like Christmas fucking morning. Just every time. We've revealed the Thoughtseize and drew the Kalitas. Thanks, Bob. Got my back. Bobby's got my back. We're gonna need to Thoughtseize them and then play Kalitas afterwards. Double spell turns with discard spells are so good. They're so good. Mox qualifier points lets you play in the Mox. Jace, Logic Knot, stuff. Well, I just take the Logic Knot and jam the Kalitas, right? Or do I take the Jace so I can Detention Sphere this? Yeah, I'm actually gonna take the Jace. This way, if they give Bob the D, I get to Abrupt Decay it. That seems great, because they're probably gonna go like land, Detention Sphere, hold up Logic Knot. Yeah, Bobby ate his Wheaties today, that's the truth. So they sniffed out the Decay since I didn't take their D-Sphere, which is fine. This Kalitas eating a Logic Knot's probably gonna be fine for us. Right now I'm taking Vector Calculus and Math Structures, Discrete Math. Need 35 points to play in the Mox Monthly. Next turn I'll get to play my Field of Rune out. So if I play this Goyf, it can make me pay 5 extra, so I guess I'm just going to run the Kalitas in here. I think this is fine. And eat a Logic Knot. They have Fortress, Ghost Quarter, D-Sphere, and then one card I don't know. I think I'm just going to pass the turn here because I don't want to play this Goyf out into a potential Supreme Verdict. And if they Detention Sphere Bob, I want to Abrupt Decay that in response. Like these matchups, when people say like, you suggested changes that would make Modern more mid-rangey, these mid-range and control matchups in Modern, I love this style of Magic. There's so much back and forth and subtle small plays that both players get to make to gain small edges. This is the type of Magic I really enjoy playing. Liliana the Veil, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Field of Rune. She resolves, will bend this Engineered Explosives. I don't think I want to play out the Tarmogoyf. Again, I just kind of want to play around Supreme Verdict a little bit. Although I guess if they Field of Rune me at end step... I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. They could like Field of Rune my Field of Rune, and then I'll Field of Rune their Colonnade in response. Okay, so this actually puts them behind a land, but it lets them kill my Liliana, which feels a little bit bad. Control does not have a... Control has a small edge on mid-range. It's not a huge edge, and the matches are still interesting to play back and forth. The fact that they could kill this here maybe means that I'm supposed to have played this out, so I put them dead on board. We actually kind of want to draw a Fatal Push, right? Alright, yeah, they are activating this. So they have... We actually know all 3 of the cards in their hand right now. They have Ghost Quarter... Attacking me or Liliana? They're attacking me. That's actually kind of scary. Yeah, I probably should have played the Goyf out last turn, huh? Or played my Field of Runes out sooner. Well, that's good for us. Didn't take any damage on Bob. Been the Swamp. Play this out. Attack with Bob for 2. They've been their Ghost Quarters. This Field of Rune is good now. Play this Tarmogoyf. It's lethal on board. Do I want to play this last Taupe? Probably not. I think I just want to hold up Decay plus Field. Path, yep. We might have to kill our own Bob here. Rune Halo, sure. Oh, they discarded a Glacial Fortress already, didn't they? Saved Detention Sphere, and this is Rune Halo. They're gonna de-sphere something, right? Probably the Liliana. They Rune Haloed the Dark Confidant. You're not wrong. Bob is definitely a liability at this point. Thankfully, our last hope's gonna get to clean him right up, right? All right. I mean, Bob's still playing for the good guys here. These Field of Runes up. They need a live hit here. It's been a tight game. And started off kind of mediocre, but they didn't have a way to interact with Dark Confidant, so we were able to push it out. Plus my Liliana, see where we go with this. Alright, stealing game 1 feels pretty good. Engineering Explosives is bad here. Fulminator Mages are great. Last Hope is great. Reclamation Sage is fine. Golgari Charm is good. I don't need these fatal pushes in my deck. Killing Colonnade's kind of important, but I've got 4 Field of Runes and I'm boarding in Fulminator Mage. That seems fine. Kalitas is pretty bad. It's a Collective Brutality game. This is probably a Collective Brutality game, right? These Scavenging Oozes probably aren't very good. I'm gonna do this. I like this. Yeah, it's hard to get tempo with Collective Brutality sometimes, but the fact that they're a Cryptic Command deck makes that less true a little bit. Peace, Terminator. It's gonna be, we're almost done for the evening anyways. Almost done. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. It's just too slow, and having a bunch of basics in our opener is actually pretty bad in this matchup. I would love to top that, because it means we get to go turn 1 discard spell, turn 2 Bob. We have 3 Decay, it's not 4. I think it's fine. They have Spreading Seas and Azcantas and all sorts of stuff. Ooze is okay. They tend to not play that many Snapcaster Mages in blue-white. Against Jeskai control, it's much better, but against straight blue-white, it's not as good. I think I'm just taking their Azcanta here, right? Like, takes them off of their play for next turn. If we could take Verdict, I'd probably take Verdict, but can't, so we won't. Abby! I do have a standing desk. My best investments last year. Enjoy it a lot. Looks like Bob's only going to get to draw 1 card here, which is a little bit sad. Probably won't be surprised to see them trade the Verdict for Bob next turn, after Bob ran away with the last game. They also have Gideon's, another reason to leave extra Abrupt Decays in our deck. Go ahead and burn my Maelstrom Pulse on here. I 1 for 1 in, use my mana. A little flooded here, but not the end of the world. Hopefully hit a Tireless Tracker or something to do something with these extra lands. If they don't Supreme Verdict here, we're just like hanging out. Okay, that makes sense. Save the Verdict for later. Let's our Abrupt Decay rebuy this Bob, which would be great. Or Maelstrom Pulse, steal. No, I think Excavator is probably just too slow. We're playing Field of Ruin, not Ghost Quarter too, so it's a little bit worse on that access as well. Again, like, when you make changes to a deck like this, you want to think about problems you're fixing. I don't think that really fixes the big mana problem. That's kind of scary. Bob gets to draw another card at least. I burned both my Maelstrom Pulses though, so we've gotten like really punished for my sequencing on my Maelstrom Pulses. We have Supreme Verdict plus 1 card we don't know here. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and take your Verdict and then play this Liliana and take your other card away. We've got that going for us. This has to attack Gideon Jura because it plussed. So they can either Gideon kill my Dark Confidant, or they could Gideon kill my Liliana. They're gonna kill the Liliana, okay. This hopefully lets Bob draw an extra card here. Their Ghost Quarter does mean my Hissing Quagmire can't pressure, which kind of sucks. And another Tarmogoyf. I go ahead and fire up. Am I gonna fire this up? I'm gonna fire this up and pressure the Gideon, I think. I'm not gonna attack with the Bob because I don't want them to be able to trade Gideon for the Bob. Or do I? Yeah, they're out of cards, right? No, because if they can just Ghost Quarter and then they're not trading, that's fine. Almost missed that. That's fine. This land past the turn. To draw another card here. Sign me up. Tracker, sweet. Great, my things have to attack Gideon, so let's fire this up. Mash into Gideon here. I assume we're gonna see the Ghost Quarter fire off this time. So that way Gideon can kill the Dark Confidant without losing himself. Yep. We get to play a Tarmogoyf, so if they don't hit a removal or a counterspell, we can finish the Gideon next turn potentially. And 2 mana 5/6, it's so little. It's Spell Snare, it's a good hit. Land's actually a pretty good hit here. Have to go Tracker, make some clues. I think if this resolves, I'm just gonna downtick and grab my Dark Confidant, just like get my guaranteed card advantage. They have Negate in their deck? Weird. Weird. They don't have any cards in their hand, so if they draw a brick here, they're gonna be like hopelessly behind. This Tireless Tracker is gonna chew into Gideon. Okay, so they find something to interact with my thing. Nope, just hopelessly behind. Like I said, someone asked me my opinion on these green-black decks. I really like these green-black decks. I wish they just weren't so bad against the big mana decks, because they're really hopelessly bad against those. Gonna put them dead on board very quickly here. Just play all these out. If they hit the Supreme Verdict here, or the Snapcaster for the one in their graveyard, I get to blow up one of their lands. Actually, I'm just gonna Fulminator them, so that way they can't Snap Verdict. This puts them dead very quickly, and I have 2 draws in the bank. Oh, look, a Dark Confidant. That one good? Oh, look, a Tireless Tracker. Backup Tracker for later. I go ahead and play Dark Confidant out. Maybe I shouldn't do that, because they're going to be dead on board anyways. Or, a Tracker as a follow-up. One more brick. Can I get the 4-1? Sweet. All right, so we got the 4-1. We took a loss to a kind of sweet blue-black control deck. Like I said, overall, I really like this deck. I think if you're looking to play like a Rock or Jund style deck, I think this straight green-black deck is very, very reasonable for that purpose. Small details in this deck that I liked and didn't like. I really like this Kalitas in the main deck. I think it's a small bit of extra health that's kind of sweet. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of these Mishra's Baubles. I kind of just wish they were more discard spells. Like I think like playing Bauble to like make our deck a little bit smaller is kind of too cute. I think a lot of will you open a chest for me? Mr. Tasty can have a chest for their bits. Hey, Signtech with the brand new subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. Subs are the best way you can support my content here. I only open chests on stream for people that donate or cheer. So let's open one of these for Mr. Tasty. Thank you for the bits. Yeah, we had an Elishnorn Grand Cenobite. Is that worth anything? Almost certainly not, right? That card's worth $1.60. Look at that. The chest that we could have sold for $2.50, we have now made $1.60 from. You know, that's why you don't gamble. Worse than a bust, though. So anyways, back to this. The E is kind of cute. I like that. God, Tireless Tracker. This card is so good. It's kind of unreal how good this Magic card is. When you get to like the mid game, where these decks often survive to get to, these Tireless Trackers are like a Tarmogoyf Dark Confidant split card. It's like, it just does everything you want a Magic card to do in your deck in every direction. It draws you more gas, it attacks your opponent for large amounts of damage, just very, very good. I actually don't know that, I think 4 is too many. I think you could only have so many 3-drops in a deck like this. I think off the cuff, I would cut these Baubles, and I would play a 7th discard spell, probably a Thoughtseize, because Thoughtseize is very good against the matches that tend to be harder for this deck, like the discard spells and stuff, or like big mana decks and things like that. And I think I would play a 24th land. I think I would play a Treetop Village as a 24th land. It's a land that has utility in it, and more lands are generally reasonable with Tireless Tracker. The sideboard seemed pretty reasonable for this deck. I actually really liked the Reclamation Sage. This random one of was just like reasonable a couple different times, and it just attacks, so that was nice. I think the Collective Brutalities are great here. I think Nihil Spellbomb plus Surgicals on top of this main deck Kalitas, maybe you actually have a chance against Dredge when you can mix in the Scavenging Oozes. So I really like the mix of a lot of things that were going on in this deck. I could take or leave a 4th Liliana the Veil. I kind of like having access to like more Abrupt Decays and more Maelstrom Pulses. I think these cards are great. I think if you wanted to squeeze a 4th Liliana the Veil in, it would probably be like over this Engineered Explosive or this Kalitas. But I kind of like having at least like 1 to 2 random artifacts in the deck to make your Tarmogoyfs extra scary. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. It is 12:30 here, so I need to get to sleep because my children will be awake and pounding on doors and things like that in about 6 hours or so. Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be taking tomorrow night off, but remember, I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons, about 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you missed any of tonight's stream, check out youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland for the replay action there. I'm going to post the Blue White Miracles video now, and this one will go up probably tomorrow morning. And thanks to the subs and resubs. Y'all are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do. Have a good night, everyone, or a good day if you're on the other part of the world where it is already the next day.